Every challenge is an opportunity to be great. Each one, reach one, help one, teach one. Oh, my people, my people, my people. Our next guest is determined to assist our future movers and shakers who are without internet access and devices by posting lessons on the community blackboards. Joining us right now via Zoom is the union, well, via telephone, my apologies. You see technology, no? The Zoom now work, but guess what? The phone is loyal. She's joining us via phone. She is a teacher at the Union Gardens Infant School. Her name is Taneka McKoy. And I remember when my colleagues at UNICEF posted this video of her and sent me the video, I was like, thank you, God, for women like this, for humans like this. Joining us now, Miss McKoy, teacher.
Hi, Empress. Good morning to you.
Good morning. My apologies. I keep saying Taneka McKoy. Is it Mrs. McKoy Phipps?
Yes, ma'am. That is so.
All right. Let me get it right. I don't want Mr. Phipps to be upset with me.
That's true. I appreciate your concern.
All right. Let's talk about this amazing initiative that you have now become famous for. I want you to take me to the beginning, the genesis now. COVID hit. Children were at home, and you responded with a solution. Tell me how it began for you.
All right. As the video said, was at the back of my house, and I heard a commotion outside. A lot of loud noise and so forth. So I went at my gate to look see. And when I look out, Empress, I saw a lot of children just running up and down, gallivanting, doing all sorts of things. I was like, wow, this doesn't look right. Oh my God, these are our future. And look at children outside here because of COVID and school is closed. So I felt really responsible for that. Because as a teacher, they would have been with me, with all of us, all the teachers in Jamaica. And I'm saying because COVID is here and school closed, they're outside here doing all of this. So right there, I had to, come up with something I have to think outside the box and say, all right, what can I do to engage these children? If it's even 1, 2, or 3 hours per day. I know that probably them not going to be so interested in that because they're rather the playing, but I want to actually get them engaged somewhat. In education, in teaching and learning. So I said, what is it that I can do? Right there now, Empress, the thought came to me, paying community blackboards in these communities. So I went to my family, my husband, my 2 daughters, and I told them about it. And they said, yes, Mommy, that's a good idea. And we decided to, I didn't just have critical thinking. We said, all right, we're going to be proactive. Can't just think this and then now move on it right away. So I started to decide what and what the things that I would need now. I went and I got some cash and I said, I'm going to buy the paint, buy the brushes and so forth. And I said, my husband, you're going to be the one to put up the blackboards for me as soon as we get the permission to use them all. All right? And everybody was just on it because they believed in it so much and they saw the need just the same. So we went out the following day and I walked with my whistle and I blew it with my worksheet in my hand and so forth, and I blew it. And the parents, just to alarm them, to say, look outside, put my mouth here, so no look. And so the parents look out, and I called them with my hand, waved to them, and they came over to me, and I told them everything, what I was about and so forth. And they loved it, and I said, all right, every morning at a particular time, listen out for the whistle. I'll be coming with the worksheet, and I'll be painting blackboards in your community for the children to get work and so forth. So you can always come out with your phone, take the picture and take it back into your child, and the children, if, for example, no parent is there, gone off to work and so forth, they can come and help themselves right off the activity and go back home and do it. I said, yes, Miss, you're welcome, man, we're glad for that, and so forth. Then right after Miss Empress, after I got all the stuff ready, I went in the communities, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I went in there and the place looked dead and tent and everything stuff. And the men of the community, the people, the good damn people, them and so forth, saw me and they were wondering, what is she doing? Because I would have already asked permission for the wall. What is it she's doing? And they came over to me and I told them what I'm about. And they said, what you say, Miss Man? What you mean? Do what you have to do, man. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. And, show the respect and so forth. And I was encouraged to continue. Paint the blackboard, my husband and I, and parents passed, and I told them, what is it that I'm doing? And they said, Miss, I want to from the community, me know somebody too. And a lot of our kids are there running up and down just the same, and I would ask them, where is it that they're located? And when they told me, it's too far. So I said, boy, we can't reach this, and they can't do so much and no more, they put not able. So I can see that it was already being received, and I was so excited about it. And I was like, oh God, thank you, Jesus, this is going to work. Every morning, 6 o'clock, we do that. And that's, the genesis of it goes. And there's more behind, but I'm waiting for your question.
Wow. No, I'm soaking it up, and I'm looking at the opportunities and, you know, how do we go forward in the future? And I can see with your husband, it takes a team. You have other teachers and assistants there helping you. And
yes,
the children can go out and copy the lesson. I want to know, I mean, great job, great initiative, but let's go to January 2021. As an educator and your colleagues, and seeing what you're seeing now going through the communities, is this current response working, or is it more dangerous for the future for our children? Whether it is the challenges with their eyes sitting on a computer all day, or missing out on the lessons and nobody being there to coach them, even though it's on the blackboard. Tell me, when you sit and you're having this conversation, what is the danger of the current situation, and what would you recommend going forward in January for education and going the new way to educate? What do you see?
Yes, ma'am. At first, the thought was to engage them, to just have them occupied, instead of just right through the day running up and down like that. So the thought was first to engage them. But, and if this was just, if this is to continue like that, just engaging them, then what about the kids who does not understand the concept of the lesson? Just to write it off, and they have a friend that helps them, or probably a family member, but if they didn't do it for themselves, they didn't understand, then teaching and learning would not have taken place. So if it's going to continue like that, then obviously the very same thing that I'm trying to fight, it's still going to come forth. And these children in the crack, they're just going to remain there, and probably we're going to have gunmen more, because a lot of them is male boys. You're going to have the gunmen situation on the rise, and girls just looking towards a boy to support them. There's no education to really help themselves. And some of these children, the at-risk ones, the ones that really need the attention, the additional support, some of these children are actually they hope for their family. They are the ones that's going to come out and really become something to really actually take their family out of poverty, because I believe that education is the transportation out of poverty. So you don't want to leave them behind, because the answer probably lies within them. That same very ones, the crack, the ones in the crack, the behind the wall, the inner city, the answer for the family lies in this particular child. So you can't afford to leave anybody behind, because you don't know who's who. The next doctor, the lawyer, the teacher, even the next prime minister. So you know all of this already. So anyway, I went back to the drawing board, Empress, and I looked. When I looked, I said, all right, the child that would not understand the concept, I need to focus on that. Because at the end of the day, it should be that they have learned. So this is the thought that I came up with. I said, what we need to do is identify a resource person in each community. And I said that person must come from the community itself, where they understand their own war, and if they're shooting and the gun, with a fat shot of fire, they don't have to panic, because they used to that, they live night and sleep night every day. So they know their own situation. And then when you identify this person would be placed at a designated spot for additional support for the child that would not be able to understand the concept. And nobody's at home to help them neither, because the truth is, the sad truth is, some of the parents that some of the children have, they don't know either. You say uppercase A and lowercase a, they don't know the difference. Right. So they're illiterate just the same. So the whole of them get off like the rose. Then discussion, education is concerned, it's over. So somebody has to be there for that particular child.
That's so true. Miss Phipps, unfortunately, I have gotten the signal, which, you know, me love chat like you, you know. I know you're more than just teacher, educator. You are a poet and speaker, but we'll talk about that another time. Thank you for responding. I agree with you. We need the resource person. And you said something, again, which we need to focus on, is reducing the violence in our communities so that we can do better and be better for our children. That's another conversation, and new education on that needs to happen as well. But thank you for responding, and, you know, to your entire team, your husband, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
All right, Empress, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you too. And people, you can go and find that video all over the internet and hear more of her story. Thank you for joining us. Union Gardens infant teacher, and we call it our community educator now, Taneka McKoy Phipps. Coming up next, my people, we learn the importance of teaching children CPR. We'll soon come.